live right now?
You just take your time.
Not much
Just
time.
take your time.
But you're just recording right now, right? So this isn't live right now, right?
It's not live on TV.
No?
Let's go back to the beginning of this story. You left town to go to your dad's memorial service. It's been reported you had an argument with Derion Vince before you left town. What was that about?
I'll speak to that.
Okay.
I'll speak to that. They were having some relationship issues because she discovered that there was issues of infidelity and that he had been entertaining others in a very inappropriate manner when you're in a committed relationship with someone else. And so she didn't confront him about that until she was already gone at the airport.
So at the airport, did you call him and talk to him about this? Or he took you to the airport?
No, my friend took me to the airport.
And did you call him?
No, I texted him.
What did you say?
Those text messages have been given to authorities. And so we don't want to rehash that right now because all of that's going to come out in a trial someday soon. But all of that exchange between the two of them about the infidelity, the inappropriate pictures of a sexual nature that she had discovered him sending to someone else, that's going to come out. But all of that was provided after I got involved to investigators that they needed to see those things. Because to me, I believe it spoke to motive, in my opinion, based on what we have learned and what we discovered and what we saw. Those pictures had the potential to expose a hidden secret of his about his sexuality. And once she confronted him with that while being at the airport, you know, I believe that speaks to the motive behind this entire tragedy of Maleah being missing.
So Brittany, let me ask you, when you confronted him by text, how did he respond?
He responded in text messages also.
But
he kept calling and she wouldn't answer.
I see. So was he angry? Upset?
Upset, not
Upset.
not angry.
Not angry, but upset that she would not respond and she wouldn't communicate with him.
About a key, and they wouldn't come. So I explained to them that the policeman was here and he wants in. Then they came and opened it up because I didn't want to call the police department.
Tuesday, April the 30th started out like any other day. Derion had to go to work. Brittany was actually leaving for Massachusetts. She had to go to her dad's funeral. And Maleah wasn't going to daycare that day. I mean, she had been sick. She had missed a couple days of daycare. But they had made arrangements. You see, Jeanette was more than just an airport driver that day. Jeanette was going to babysit Maleah. I believe the plan was for Maleah to ride with Brittany and Jeanette to the airport, whereupon after they dropped Brittany off, Maleah would be in the care of Jeanette, at least until Derion got off. But of course the plans changed. They changed when after Derion left for work. For whatever reason, Brittany punched Maleah in the head. She fatally injured Maleah and she knew it. She knew it right away. Maleah was likely unresponsive, bleeding, and Brittany cleaned her up, positioned her to where maybe she appeared sleeping. Then Brittany went and got some Clorox, cleaned up the blood. She waited for Derion. When Derion came back, Brittany likely maybe occupied his time a little bit, stalling until Jeanette could get there, and then had him take her luggage out to the car. Of course, she went first. And when she greeted Jeanette, Jeanette naturally asked, "Well, where's Maleah?" Brittany told her that Maleah went to daycare. She had been feeling well, so she's at daycare. Jeanette didn't think anything of it. So they took off, leaving an unsuspecting Derion at the apartment. It wasn't long before Brittany sent those messages to Derion because she had to go ahead and give herself a reason not to answer the phone once that inevitable phone call came from him, panicking about discovering Maleah. She put her plan in motion almost immediately after she got in the car. Yes, Jeanette was going to babysit that day. She wasn't just an airport driver. When Derion discovered Maleah, he panicked, of course. He tried calling Brittany. She wasn't answering the phone. Brittany, in her childish ways, she decided, well, I'll have my mom call him. Mom, see what's wrong with Derion over there. He keep calling my phone. Of course, Derion didn't want to talk to her, and he probably hung up the phone almost immediately. He asked Brittany, what's with the childish attitude? What's with the games? Why you have your mom call me? Anyway, I'm going to the emergency room. It was at that point that Brittany knew she had to talk to Derion. When Brittany answered that phone and Derion told her that something was wrong with Maleah, that she, in essence, wasn't alive, Brittany denied it. She denied knowing anything about it. She denied having done anything to Maleah. In fact, this is where her entire story of him sneaking Maleah back into the house, how it originated. Because she told Derion she didn't have any idea Maleah was there. Derion, he couldn't believe it, of course. But all he could do was argue his case because Brittany instead just accused him. What did you do to her? All the outrage that we don't see, she expressed it on that phone initially. Her anger, her outrage, her sadness, she expressed it to Derion. She accused him of doing something to Maleah. Of course, he defended himself, said he didn't do anything. That's the way she was. He found her like that. Eventually, Brittany convinced Derion that she believed him. But Brittany then recommended that they needed to work together because the way this looked, it looked like Derion did something to her, in which Derion, as stupid as he is, he probably agreed. Yeah, it does look like that. Because he's convinced that Brittany did not know Maleah was there. You would think that with Maleah having recently had surgery, or even besides that point with just having kids in the household, period, that when the detectives questioned Derion and asked him, should there be any blood in the house? If he had done something to Maleah, if he had actually murdered her and there was blood spill, why would he say no? I mean, he could honestly just say, yeah, There's been blood in the house. One of the kids had a bloody nose, or Maleah's wound had reopened. He could say all those things, and it would make logical sense. But he didn't. Derion said no. Because, as far as Derion's concerned, as far as he knew, there hadn't been any blood. He hadn't seen any. That's because Brittany had cleaned it up. Yeah, she had cleaned it up. And with Clorox. Because guess what? Quanell X, he didn't make this story up out of the clear blue sky. And believe it or not, he's not standing alongside Brittany just for the hell of it. You can best believe that Quanell was being funded. Although they say he cannot collect from the Crime Stoppers reward, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And Quanell is the ever so slick guy to find that method. So whether you believe that Derion, with no motive at all, would murder Maleah, and then later confess to where her body was located, understand, the truth is out there. Sometimes it's staring you right in the face.
Moving forward, obviously the question we had last week is, where is Maleah? We still have that question 7 days later. Do you expect we'll have an answer to that soon?
I expect that we will have an answer to that soon. I do.
Any
And I
idea?
don't want to say why, but there are things that are taking place right now to bring that conclusion to its conclusion point.